So today's video has to do with those that are looking to possibly sell their home. They own something. They either want to upgrade to something bigger, better, or they're ready to downsize to something smaller. However, they don't want to get caught in what I'm calling gridlock, where you sell your house and then there's nothing to buy. And that's a big problem right now. So we're going to tackle that topic next. What's up, everybody? It's Matt Allen here with the Allen team out of Central Florida. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And if you're new to the station, please take time to subscribe. It really is helping me build my channel. I try to provide as much information about the Central Florida real estate market and hot topics that are happening in today's real estate market. We are coming to the end of 2021. And one of the big challenges we're experiencing here is what I like to call gridlock. And what it is basically sellers are very hesitant on selling their property because they don't want to get into the situation where they are now a buyer. There's no inventory. They're in multiple offers. And now they really don't have many options because they've gone and sold their house. I'm here to tell you there are some options to get through that process and get through it successfully. So we're going to tackle that today. We're going to start with one of the easiest things to do, which is might be the least desirable, but something that is an option. And it's basically selling your house and looking to lease something until things settle down. With this option, though, you definitely need to do your homework ahead of time. Making sure you know where you want to live, what rental opportunities are available, and even starting the rental application process is going to help you through this. I know it's the least desirable, but it could actually give you the most return on your investment if that's something that's important to you. Selling your house in an up market and then waiting until the market, slows down a little bit, give you that opportunity and time to find something that will optimize the amount of money you made on selling your home. So that is one option. Once you've prepared and know where you're going to live and gone through that application process, if you got to that point, now you can go ahead and put your house on the market. And as long as it's priced appropriately, you should have no problem selling it very quickly, and then you can move into your rental. So that's option number one. So the next option is probably just as easy as the first, but it's not really something most people can afford to do. And that would be buying a house, closing on it, and then selling your existing house. Obviously, you've got to have the income and the resources to be able to do that, but that would provide you with the easiest transition. So that's number two. Are you with me so far? The next option makes the most sense, but it's one of the more trickier options, and that's basically putting your house on the market, selling it, getting a contract, and then extending that closing period 60, 90 days if the buyer's willing to do that. That way you have a lot of time to go find what you're looking for. The challenge to that is that typically you're going to have a contingency for that successful sale of your current house in order to purchase the new house. And a lot of sellers like yourself wouldn't want that in place. If the buyer of your house was looking for the same thing, it's not that favorable of a contingency. So keep that in mind. It is an option, but it does put you in a weaker position as a buyer moving forward. So one option I really like in this circumstance, and it can get a little confusing, so stick with me on this one. Essentially, you're going to put your house on the market for sale. You're going to sell your house, and as part of the contract, you're agreeing with the buyer to have what's called post-occupancy agreement with that buyer. So in other words, once you close on the house, you, as the seller, will lease the house back from the buyer for either a set amount of time, or you guys can do a full year lease with the option to cancel within a 2-week period or 30-day period, whatever works for you guys. That way, you can go out freely and buy a house without that contingency for the sale of this one because you've already sold it. and it gives you time to have a place to live, which you're familiar with, until you find that house to transition to. Now, the only caveat to this is the buyer has to be flexible in their move-in time. So it doesn't work with somebody who is in the same boat. They're selling a house, needing to move into something. So it really depends on the buyer, but it is a great option if you can make that work. I know we're going through these options rather quickly, and if there's anything specific you want more information on, just drop me a comment down below or send me a message, and I'm glad to discuss it with you and kind of go through it more in detail. The next option that we have, again, is not for everybody, but if you're downsizing into a less expensive house, it may work, and that's essentially using the equity that you have in your current home to pay cash for the property you're buying. That way there's not a contingency for the sale of your house, and then once your house sells, then you would pay off the current loan, but you're using cash out of your current home to pay for essentially a cash sale on the house you're buying. So that is an option if you're in that circumstance. Now, if you're a bit of a maverick and you just want to roll the dice, one option obviously is to put your house on the market, start looking for another house at the same time, and hope that they both marry together. I've done this many times, but not in this market. So this market is quite a challenge to do that. It's not impossible, but it's not the most stress-free way to go about it. But it is an option, so keep that in mind. All right, everybody, thanks for sticking with me through the end of this. This is my last option for you. There are some other subtle options which I can go through with you if you do have a question or are serious about selling your house. This is an option that most agents aren't even going to include on this video, obviously for reasons of competition and whatnot. And it's some of these bigger, larger companies that will allow you to, they'll actually buy your house from you, and you can buy something from them directly, or they'll give you time to live in the house until you find what you're looking for. The big thing you give up with that, and I can't say this enough, is price. You're paying a lot more in fees, and the price that they're going to offer you on your house is not anywhere near where the market value is. In fact, my guess is those prices are going to continue to lower because they have been losing some money on these properties. Some of them have stopped doing this program. It is an option. We hope you enjoyed this video. And if you do have any questions, obviously you can always reach me at any time. Thanks again, and we will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.